He didn't slowly lose interest. There was a switch, the moment he stopped feeling like he might lose you. In the beginning, his brain thinks, I'm not sure yet. I could mess this up. I need to win her. That uncertainty keeps him alert, and when that spike drops, all his efforts drops with it. And when that moment happens, he sees, she's fully in. She's not going anywhere. I've secured this, and that edge disappears. And if something deeper doesn't replace that edge, interest fades fast. Here's the simple brain rule. The brain works harder for what it might lose. It relaxes when it feels it's got what it wants. That's the first moment. Some men don't lose interest because it got serious. They lose interest when seriousness forces a decision from him. In the casual stage, everything is open. He can enjoy you, enjoy the attention, enjoy the connection, but he doesn't have to choose anything in that moment. There's no label, no commitment, no identity on the relationship. Then something changes. You start talking about exclusivity, or you show deeper emotion, or you ask, what are we? Now the brain shifts from, this feels good, to, do I want this? That's a different question. The first question is about pleasure. The second question is about identity, and identity is heavy, because once he chooses, he closes other doors. The brain doesn't like closing doors, unless it's sure. If he's unsure, interest drops, and it can drop fast, not because you scared him, but because clarity has forced him to make a decision. And some men prefer comfort and pleasure over decision-making. Let's look at the second moment. In the beginning, he's observing. He's curious about you. He's thinking, is she different? Is she rare? Is she worth pursuing? Attraction for a man grows when he feels like he's earning something valuable, something unique. But something subtle can happen. The moment he feels, she needs me more than I need her. She's afraid to lose me. She's trying to keep me. His perception shifts. The brain is wired to value what feels selective. When someone feels overly available, the brain reads it as lower scarcity, and lower scarcity lowers how someone perceives value. This is basic psychology. Humans value what feels chosen, not what feels desperate to be chosen. So when someone's energy shifts from, I enjoy you, to I need you, interest can drop, because reassurance seeking lowers attraction, especially if you're in the early stages of this connection. Now here's the third moment. There's a quiet shift that kills attraction. It's when you stop enjoying him and start managing him. In the beginning, you admire him. You laugh at his jokes, quirks, admire who he is as a person. You look at him with fire in your eyes. But over time, it can turn into telling him what he should fix, what he should do better, correcting him, guiding him. And here's what happens in a man's brain when that happens. The brain connects attraction to admiration. When someone feels admired, their confidence explodes through the roof. They start carrying an aura with them, and confidence feeds desire. But when someone feels corrected or handled, their brain switches modes. It moves from, I feel wanted, to, I feel evaluated. I feel watched, judged, observed, critiqued for my choices and thoughts. Evaluation lowers desire, because now he's not the man you're drawn to. He's the man you're subconsciously seeing flaws in, trying to correct. And management is not romantic. It feels parental. Romantic attraction needs space for admiration. He wants you to lust after him. See him as a man. The moment he feels more like a project than a choice, interest drops. That's not about gender. That's simple psychology. People deeply desire what admires them. They want of the dopamine effect from what they see, from why you find them attractive and admirable. They withdraw from what supervises them. And that's the fourth moment. In the beginning, he's not just seeing you. He's using his imagination with you. The chemistry, the story in his head. Early attraction is all to do with curiosity and imagination. And imagination feels very powerful. The brain loves fantasy, because fantasy feels exciting because it has zero limits. But then real life starts, like the real conversations, the real habits, the real expectations. And sometimes, real life feels smaller, dull, ordinary, more than the fantasy he built up in his head. Here's the simple psychology. The brain chases what it imagines will feel amazing. But when reality feels more normal than imagined, that excitement starts to disappear. Not because you changed, but because the fantasy in his head fades. And when fantasy ends, only real compatibility remains. If the connection was built mostly on excitement, it weakens. If it was built on depth, It grows. But understand this clearly. His interest doesn't die when the fantasy in his mind breaks. It dies when there's nothing real underneath it to hold on to. That's the fifth moment. To round it up, men don't lose interest because you had feelings. They lose interest when something inside the dynamic changes. Here's the part that frees you internally. If his interest drops the moment things get real, that tells you something important. It tells you his ceiling, his cap, because real connection requires depth. It requires choices being made. It requires emotional maturity, and not every man has that. So please, ladies, stop asking, "What did I do wrong?" Start asking, "Was he built for this?" Interest is not something you chase back. It's something that either survives reality or doesn't. If he fades when it matters, you didn't lose him. You saw him clearly. And clarity is power.